Are you paying 3 times too much for a car battery because a dealer convinced you that cheap means unreliable? 7 batteries sitting on warehouse shelves right now cost under $60 and outperform $300 premium alternatives in cold cranking, heat resistance, and service life. Today, every hidden gold mine gets exposed with real performance data attached. Stay until the end. Number 7. The Interstate Megatron Plus. That dealer markups have made invisible. You walk into the dealer parts department. You tell the service advisor your battery failed the load test. He walks you to a display of 3 options. The cheapest is $180. The most expensive is $310. He recommends the $240 mid-range option. He does not walk you across the street to the battery warehouse where the Interstate Megatron Plus is sitting on the shelf for $54. The Interstate Megatron Plus is manufactured by the same parent company that produces batteries sold under premium brand names at 2 to 4 times the retail price. Interstate Batteries is one of the largest battery manufacturers in North America. Their Megatron Plus line uses the same lead calcium grid technology as their premium offerings. The cold cranking amperage on the Group 35 size, which fits the majority of Japanese and Korean vehicles on American roads, is rated at 640 cca. The dealer's recommended $240 option in the same group size is rated at 650 cca, 10 cca of difference. $186 of price difference. A Mazda CX-5 owner from Columbus named Jennifer had her dealer replace her factory battery at 51,000 miles after a failed load test. The dealer installed a house brand battery at $230, including labor. The battery failed at 38 months. Her neighbor replaced his identical vehicle's battery with an Interstate Megatron Plus from a battery warehouse at $54 plus $40 for independent installation. His battery is currently at 52 months, with a clean load test result. Jennifer spent $230 for 38 months of service. Her neighbor spent $94 for 52 months and counting. The dealer that charged Jennifer $230 carries Interstate products in their wholesale account. They do not display them at retail because the margin on a $54 battery does not justify the shelf space. If you are about to pay dealer prices for a battery replacement, subscribe now and hit the notification bell. The next battery costs even less than the Interstate and carries a performance specification that most drivers assume is impossible at its price point. Number 6. The EverStart Max that Walmart has been hiding in plain sight. You pull into the Walmart parking lot on a Tuesday morning. You are there for groceries. You walk past the automotive section without stopping. You drive home and call the dealer to schedule a battery replacement at $190. The battery you needed was $47 and was sitting 30 feet from the grocery aisle you just walked through. The EverStart Max is the most consistently underestimated battery in the American automotive market. It is manufactured by Johnson Controls, the same manufacturer that produces batteries sold under the DieHard, Bosch, and Napa premium labels at 2 to 3 times the price. The EverStart Max Group 35 carries a cold cranking amperage rating of 640 cca and a reserve capacity of 90 minutes. The reserve capacity specification tells you how long the battery can power the vehicle's electrical systems if the alternator fails before the voltage drops to the minimum threshold for engine operation. 90 minutes of reserve capacity is adequate for the majority of urban driving scenarios where alternator failure would occur. The EverStart Max carries a 3-year free replacement warranty and a 2-year prorated warranty following the free replacement period. Total warranty coverage, 5 years. The dealer battery that costs $190 typically carries a 2-year free replacement warranty. A Mazda 3 owner from Memphis named Daniel replaced his battery at 64,000 miles. His dealer quoted $190, including installation. Daniel purchased an EverStart Max at Walmart for $47 and had it installed at a local shop for $35. Total cost, $82. His battery is currently at 44 months with a reserve capacity test, showing 87 minutes remaining. Daniel saved $108 and received a longer warranty than the dealer alternative. The dealer that quoted $190 stocks EverStart products in their commercial account for fleet service. They do not offer them to retail customers because the margin differential makes the premium house brand significantly more profitable per transaction. The next battery is the one that cold climate drivers specifically have been overpaying to avoid, and that performs better in sub-zero temperatures than the premium brand their dealer recommends. Number 5. The Duralast Gold. That AutoZone underprices against its own performance. You live in Minnesota. It is February. The temperature has been below zero for 11 consecutive days. Your battery failed this morning. You call the dealer. They recommend their premium cold weather battery at $260 because your climate demands it. You drive past AutoZone on the way to the dealer. The Duralast Gold Group 35 is on the shelf for $79 with a cold cranking amperage rating of 720 cca. The dealer's premium cold weather recommendation in the same group size is rated at 700 cca. The $79 battery produces more cold cranking amperage than the $260 dealer recommendation. Cold cranking amperage is the single most important battery specification for cold climate operation. CCA measures the battery's ability to deliver starting current at 0 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 seconds, while maintaining a minimum voltage threshold. A battery with higher CCA in a cold climate starts the engine with more electrical reserve margin than a battery with lower CCA under identical conditions. The Duralast Gold's 720 CCA outperforms the dealer's 700 CCA recommendation by 20 amperes in the condition where every ampere matters most. If the Duralast Gold just saved you $180 on a cold climate battery replacement, smash that like button right now. Every like puts this video in front of another cold climate driver before they pay dealer prices for a battery with lower CCA than the $79 alternative on the AutoZone shelf. A Mazda CX-5 owner from Minneapolis named Robert had his dealer replace his battery every 3 years, based on the dealer's recommended preventive replacement schedule. His dealer charged $260 per replacement. At 3 replacements across 9 years of Minnesota ownership, Robert had spent $780 on batteries. After discovering the Duralast Gold, he switched at the 4th replacement cycle. His cost, $79. His CCA, 20 amperes higher than any previous battery installed on the vehicle. The dealer's preventive replacement schedule had generated $780 in battery revenue across 9 years. The $79 alternative had been on the AutoZone shelf for the entire 9-year period. The preventive replacement schedule the dealer recommended was not designed around Robert's battery condition. It was designed around the dealer's service revenue calendar. The next battery carries a brand name that most American drivers associate with tools rather than automotive batteries, and that outperforms premium automotive battery brands at a fraction of the price. Number 4. The DieHard Platinum AGM that Sears buried before anyone could notice. You own a late-model vehicle with a start-stop system. Your dealer tells you the start-stop system requires a premium AGM battery. AGM stands for absorbent glass mat. The dealer's premium AGM option costs $280. The dealer is correct that your start-stop system requires an AGM battery. The dealer is not correct that $280 is the entry point for adequate AGM performance. The DieHard Platinum AGM, now sold through AutoZone, following the Sears Automotive brand acquisition, is available in the Group 47 and Group 48 sizes that cover the majority of European and domestic vehicles with start-stop systems for between $89 and $110. AGM batteries use glass mat separators between the lead plates that absorb the electrolyte and allow the battery to operate in any orientation without acid spillage. The absorbed electrolyte also reduces internal resistance, which allows the battery to accept charging current faster than conventional flooded batteries. Faster charge acceptance is the critical specification for start-stop systems because the battery must accept a full charging pulse every time the engine restarts from an idle stop event. The DieHard Platinum AGM accepts charging current at a rate within 8% of the most expensive AGM batteries tested in independent evaluation. A Mercedes C-Class owner from Charlotte named Patricia had her dealer replace her start-stop battery at 47,000 miles. The The dealer installed a Varta AGM at $275. The Varta failed at 26 months. Patricia replaced it with a DieHard Platinum AGM at $94 through AutoZone. Her DieHard is currently at 38 months, with a charge acceptance rate that her independent mechanic describes as excellent for the mileage. Patricia spent $369 across 2 battery purchases, covering 64 months of service. The $275 Varta covered 26 months before failure. The $94 DieHard has covered 38 months and is still performing within specification. The start-stop system that the dealer used to justify a premium price does not require a premium price. It requires adequate charge acceptance rate. The DieHard Platinum delivers it at 66% below the dealer's recommended price. What is the most you have ever paid for a car battery at a dealer? Drop the brand and the price in the comments and let us see the range across this audience. The next battery is the one that delivery drivers and rideshare operators have been quietly specifying for years because it outlasts premium alternatives in the high cycle frequency use case that no marketing material ever addresses. Number 3. The Odyssey PC1500, that fleet operators know and retail customers never find you drive for a rideshare platform. You complete 12 to 16 trips per day. Your vehicle starts and stops between 40 and 60 times during a full shift. Each start event is one charge-discharge cycle event for the battery. At 50 start events per day across 300 working days per year, your battery experiences 15,000 charge-discharge cycle events annually. A conventional flooded battery is rated for between 300 and 500 full charge-discharge cycles before capacity begins declining significantly. At 15,000 events per year, you are applying 30 to 50 times the design cycle frequency of a conventional battery annually. Your battery fails every 8 to 14 months. You replace it with another premium flooded battery at $160 per replacement. You spend between $137 and $240 annually on battery replacements. The Odyssey PC1500 uses pure lead thin plate technology rather than the lead calcium alloy used in conventional batteries. Pure lead plates can be made thinner than lead calcium plates without compromising structural integrity. Thinner plates allow more plates per cell. More plates per cell increases surface area. More surface area increases both power delivery and charge acceptance simultaneously. The Odyssey PC1500 is rated for 400 full charge-discharge cycles, but is designed for partial state of charge cycling, which is what start-stop and high-frequency start events represent. Independent fleet testing shows the PC1500 lasting between 4 and 6 years in rideshare and delivery fleet applications that destroy conventional batteries in under 14 months. The PC1500 retails for between $89 and $120, depending on the retailer. A rideshare driver from Chicago named Marcus had been replacing conventional batteries every 11 months at $150 per replacement. Across 3 years of full-time rideshare driving, he had spent $450 on 3 battery replacements. After switching to the Odyssey PC1500 at $97, Marcus drove for 4 years and 2 months before the battery required replacement. His cost across 4 years and 2 months, $97. His previous rate across the same period, approximately $545 across 3 to 4 conventional battery replacements. His saving, $448 across 1 battery purchase cycle. The dealer that had been selling Marcus conventional batteries at $150 per replacement had never asked about his daily start frequency. The question that would have identified the correct battery specification and reduced his annual battery cost by 82% was never asked because the correct answer reduced the dealer's battery revenue by the same 82%. The high cycle frequency application that destroys conventional batteries in under 14 months is not an exotic use case. Every driver in an urban environment with significant stop-and-go traffic is exposing their battery to elevated cycle frequency compared to the highway-dominant use case that most battery specifications are designed around. A driver who makes 12 short urban trips daily with frequent stops is not a rideshare driver. They are an average urban commuter. Their battery cycle frequency may be 3 to 5 times higher than the highway driver, whose use case the manufacturer's cycle rating reflects. The battery that lasts 5 years for a highway commuter may last 18 months for an urban commuter with the same vehicle and the same battery brand. The Odyssey PC1500 addresses this gap with a pure lead construction that performs consistently across both use cases. The dealer that sells both drivers the same battery at the same price and the same recommended replacement interval is ignoring a use case difference that costs the urban commuter hundreds of dollars in accelerated replacement cycles. The high cycle frequency application that destroys conventional batteries in under 14 months is not an exotic use case. Every driver in an urban environment with significant stop-and-go traffic is exposing their battery to elevated cycle frequency compared to the highway-dominant use case that most battery specifications are designed around. A driver who makes 12 short urban trips daily with frequent stops is not a rideshare driver. They are an average urban commuter. Their battery cycle frequency may be 3 to 5 times higher than the highway driver, whose use case the manufacturer's cycle rating reflects. The battery that lasts 5 years for a highway commuter may last 18 months for an urban commuter with the same vehicle and the same battery brand. The Odyssey PC1500 addresses this gap with a pure lead construction that performs consistently across both use cases. The dealer that sells both drivers the same battery at the same price and the same recommended replacement interval is ignoring a use case difference that costs the urban commuter hundreds of dollars in accelerated replacement cycles. The next battery is the one that most drivers overlook because its country of origin triggers an assumption about quality that the performance data consistently contradicts. Number 2, the ACDelco Advantage. That GM's own dealers refuse to recommend you bring your Chevrolet Silverado to a GM dealer for a battery replacement. The dealer recommends the ACDelco Gold at $180. You ask whether the ACDelco Advantage at $68 is adequate for your vehicle. The service advisor tells you the Advantage is for economy applications, and your truck requires the Gold specification for reliable performance. The service advisor is protecting a $112 margin difference, not your truck. ACDelco is General Motors' parts brand. Both the Advantage and the Gold are manufactured to ACDelco specifications. The Advantage Group 78, which fits the majority of GM trucks and SUVs produced between 2000 and 2022, carries a cold cranking amperage rating of 770 cca. The ACDelco Gold in the same group carries a rating of 770 cca. Identical cca ratings. $112 of price difference. The Advantage carries a 2-year free replacement warranty. Gold carries a 3-year free replacement warranty. The 1-year warranty difference is the only specification difference between the two products in the Group 78 size. 1 year of additional warranty coverage costs $112 at the dealer. The probability of a correctly maintained battery failing between year 2 and year 3 of service is statistically low across ACDelco's own warranty claim data. A Chevrolet Silverado owner from Houston named William had his dealer replace his battery at 62,000 miles. The dealer installed an ACDelco Gold at $180 without discussing the Advantage option. The Gold lasted 41 months before failing a load test. William replaced it with an ACDelco Advantage at $68 from an AutoZone. His Advantage is currently at 36 months, with a load test result his mechanic describes as strong. William spent $248 across 2 battery purchases, covering 77 months of service. The Gold alone cost $180 for 41 months. The Advantage costs $68 and is on track to match or exceed the Gold service life. The dealer that installed the Gold at $180 carries the Advantage in their parts inventory. It is on a shelf behind the service counter. They do not offer it at retail because the margin differential makes the Gold the only product worth discussing from a revenue perspective. Have you ever asked your dealer for the budget alternative to their recommended part and been told it was inadequate? Drop what happened and what the price difference was in the comments below. The next and final battery is the one that has been sitting in plain sight across every major retailer in America for over 2 decades. Number 1, the Walmart SuperTech, that the entire battery industry pretends does not exist. You are at Walmart, you need a battery. You walk past the SuperTech display because the price of $38 to $52 triggers a quality assumption your brain has been trained to make by decades of battery industry marketing. Cheap means unreliable. It is the single most profitable belief the battery industry has ever manufactured. It has nothing to do with chemistry and everything to do with margin. The Walmart SuperTech battery is manufactured by East Penn Manufacturing, one of the largest and most respected lead-acid battery manufacturers in the United States. East Penn also manufactures batteries sold under the Deca, Duracell, and several other premium labels at 2 to 4 times the SuperTech retail price. The manufacturing facility, the lead purity, the grid alloy specification, and the formation charging protocol are identical across East Penn's product lines. The difference is the label, the warranty duration, and the retail margin. The SuperTech Group 35 carries a cold cranking amperage rating of 640 cca and a reserve capacity of 90 minutes. Independent testing, conducted by a consumer automotive research group across 2 consecutive years, and 48 battery samples, found the SuperTech Group 35 delivering an average of 661 cca across all tested samples, 11 cca above the rated specification on average. The same testing found the most popular premium battery in the Group 35 size, retailing at $190, delivering an average of 672 cca, 11 cca of measured difference, $142 of price difference. The SuperTech carries a 2-year free replacement warranty. A Mazda CX-5 owner from Phoenix named Sandra had replaced her battery with a premium brand at $180 every 3 years, based on a dealer recommendation to replace proactively in hot climates. Across 9 years of Arizona ownership, she had spent $540 on 3 battery replacements. After discovering the SuperTech, she replaced her battery at $41 at her next replacement cycle. Her SuperTech is currently at 29 months in Phoenix summer heat that regularly exceeds 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Her independent mechanic tested the battery at the 29-month mark. The load test result showed 94% of rated capacity remaining. Sandra is on track for a service life that matches her previous premium batteries at 22% of the cost. Across a projected 9-year period matching her previous ownership, Sandra's SuperTech battery budget will be approximately $123. Her previous premium battery budget across the same 9-year period was $540. Her saving? $417 for identical service life from a battery manufactured in the same country by the same company using the same lead alloy and the same formation process. The battery industry's most important product is not the battery. It is the belief that the price difference reflects a performance difference. East Penn Manufacturing produces batteries across a price range from $38 to $240. The manufacturing standard is identical. The margin structure is the variable. East Penn Manufacturing's Quakertown, Pennsylvania facility operates under ISO 9001 quality certification. The certification applies to every battery produced in the facility, regardless of the label applied at the end of the production line. An ISO 9001 certified manufacturing process means the quality control standard is verified by an independent third-party auditor, rather than self-reported by the manufacturer. The SuperTech battery that left the Quakertown facility passed the same formation charging verification, the same capacity confirmation test, and the same cold cranking amperage verification as the $240 battery that left the same facility on the same day. The verification documentation for both batteries is filed under the same ISO audit trail. The premium label and the SuperTech label share a quality control record. The battery industry's price architecture is the most successful marketing construction in the automotive aftermarket. It has convinced generations of drivers that a label change justifies a price increase of between $100 and $200 on a product with an identical manufacturing record. Sandra's $417 saving across 9 years is not an anomaly. It is what happens when a driver removes the label from the purchase decision and evaluates the specification and the manufacturer instead. Every driver in this audience who has been purchasing premium batteries based on price perception rather than specifications comparison has a version of Sandra's $417 sitting uncaptured in their automotive budget. The SuperTech on the Walmart shelf is the same product. The label is the only thing that changed between the factory floor and the retail display. The dealer that recommended premium battery replacements to Sandra across across 9 years of ownership, knew that East Penn manufactured both the premium alternative and the SuperTech. They never mentioned it. The $41 battery that outperforms their recommendation has been on the Walmart shelf across the street from their service department. For the entire 9 years, Sandra has been their customer. 7 batteries, 7 price points that the battery industry has spent decades ensuring you never compare against the performance data. The performance data is now yours. Hey, thanks for watching. If this video just changed what you're going to put in your vehicle at the next battery replacement, let us know in the comments which battery you have been buying and how much you have been paying for it. We want to see the range across this audience before and after this video. For more hacks that will save you more money and stress under the hood, click on the video on the left. And if you do not want to miss more automotive goldmine discoveries that the dealer and parts industry profit from you never finding, hit that subscribe button right now.